Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam, and today I'm going to be unboxing the long-awaited Pathfinder Flip Tiles. This is Dungeon Perils expansion set. I think they have like a core one that's a little bigger that's like normal dungeon rooms. I haven't gotten that yet. It's the first one I'm getting, and it's Dungeon Perils, which should make it a little more exciting than just general rooms. Anyways, but I'll probably end up needing to get the other one eventually, just to, use things as a whole, regardless. Point is, these are flip tiles. Now, Pathfinder has for a while had, of course, I've gotten many of their flip mats. They're wonderful. It's a big old mat. And if you flip it over, there's something on the other side. Brilliant! Genius! Of course! It's pre-done, beautiful artwork, easy to just throw a mat out. If you need to draw some lines to cross off some rooms, you can. Minor modifications, you're ready to go. Very easy for use when playing Dungeons & Dragons, or I suppose Pathfinder, if you still play that. And then I got some of their Pathfinder Map Packs, which I knew were these little, pre-made little tiles that you, set next to each other. And when I first got them, I was actually quite surprised to find that on the back of them, they were blank. I was like, what kind of terrible idea was that? Whose terrible idea was it not to print on both sides? I was like, even if they had just made it like a solid, just general room full on the other side, so at the very least you're using the space. Something, right? Well, I've long thought, okay, and I've only gotten like a few of these, because they have to really be good, because I'm like, it always bothers me, but now, finally, they announced some time ago, and I was so glad when they did. Flip tiles. And as you will see, when we open this up, these should have printing on both sides. And they are a different size and shape, of course. We'll get to all that, but... Alright, so you got, your box. And some of the example tiles here. Get them all out? Yes, okay. And so let's start with just this first one here, which looks like, dungeon room, and then like some sort of heated material under there, and flip it over, and you have a corner of a dungeon room that has fungus and such growing there. I'm trying to think. I think they might be nearly undiscernibly thicker than these, sturdier, and that just might be. It might have a stronger lamination or something on the back, on the one side. But basically, for all intents and purposes, they are the exact same material. If you have the map packs, basically same material as that. Of course, you'll see where these were 5 by 8. These are now 6 by 6. So, also making them actually square. Fine. And they do have, it seems, little codes on them. Probably Dungeon, Expansion 1, Tile 1, Side B, and Side A. So, I don't think they really needed that, but I guess if they're going to put this copyright information in there to disrupt the art anyways, you might as well have a, an identifier to be able to pre-plan your maps. Okay, now we get to Tile 2, which is similar. Of course, you could put it next to it to expand every other tile being like that. But this one has that heated area in the middle. And again, similar, another corner, but the mushrooms are different distribution. This says Tile 3, so I'm guessing technically different. And again, yeah, definitely on the back. Got this is a sidewall. So at this point, we're going through a bit of a theme. You can have quite a long hallway with every other tile being whatever trap or peril you decide this is. It could just be something where, you know, some sort of superheated material is underneath this metal grate and it's potentially damaging to walk over. Who knows what sort of spores are within this fungus patch. Ooh, okay. Here we have a wider tile with an alternating version of it. And slime, acid, ochre jelly, some sort of puddle. Clearly that's just Terrasburin. Another one of these wider ones, and another puddle. Puddle along the sidewall. Oh boy. So be careful where you step. Okay, how are you gonna get through that? That hallway is blocked by one of those puddles. And that looks like general, just sort of rough terrain, rubble and rocks and such. In a corner. Another puddle, sort of in the middle of this wider hallway, and that is heavy rubble, like big bits of rock and such that have fallen out in that corner. Okay, all right. We now have arcane, like, symbols. So now we have like magic traps that are in this hallway, and general rough terrain along the side of the wall in this one. More same, basically, yeah, same glyphs and such here as the hallway continues, and bigger rocky terrain along the side wall here. And here we have a wider hall with even more arcane glyphs. Oh, big middle room with whole bunch of mushrooms. Another wide hall, so you can really make a big area with all this magical trap. And one of them gross puddles in the middle of the room. Oh boy, what are we gonna do? Someone needs them out. Rough terrain just in the middle of the hallway. Big pile of rocks in the middle of a room. Rough terrain, middle of a bigger hallway. And ooh, what is this? Looks like a series of columns with some sort of, like, you can kind of tell. But there's like a stonework pattern in the middle of the floor between them. But yeah, it's a grouping of columns that, alright, there, and then, oh, that was the side beat, okay. It distracted me. Here we have a hall half blocked by the larger rocky terrain with just a small area to get around there. And another corner with the same sort of columns. Wider hallway, still just one little bit through rough terrain as most of this hallway has been blocked. And, ooh, okay, side of a room that has a bunch of those columns. Huh. This is a wide hallway that has been blockaded with, you know, crates and barrels and broken bits of furniture. Like, there has been, like a deliberate blockade in this hallway. It looks like probably some sort of attack against it has already happened at least once. Another side room with these columns. Here is a very similar blockade having been broken through. And the middle of a room with these columns. So whatever trap or puzzle these columns might play, you could have quite a lot of them throughout a room. This is, ooh, oh wow. Okay, I don't know if you see what this is. So here is a hallway, and these are arrow slits for whoever is lying in wait to shoot at whoever passes by. Yeah, very cool, very cool. So that's let's see. Here is a chasm. A wall here, and then a chasm here. That's cutting that room in half. Hallway with columns, and if you notice, no brickwork in between them. So these are just columns here. Another different, but still chasm along the wall there. Another one of the hallways with more columns, and a chasm in the middle of a room. So you can have 14 spaces wide so far, where the room is just sort of divided by chasm, because they all kind of match up here. Anyways, carrying on, here is a chasm through a small hallway that has a weird pyramid that's like a marbled kind of material, or perhaps it has some sort of storm cloud inside of it, and it looks like sort of almost like a golden top to it, so that's some sort of trigger to a trap, or maybe it's the point from which the trap activates and shoots lightning out of the players. Here is a wider hall broken by a chasm. Which has, well, I mean, like a demonic altar on the back that takes up like a full, yeah, that's what that is. And you may be saying, how do you know that? It could just be any kind of altar. Well, we have this, like, the actual altar where someone is laid, and there's the knife there. It's definitely a knife and some sort of bowl to put something in. And then we have what looks like this statue that is the top of a demon, and that's the part that gives it away as a demonic altar. Just saying. Yeah. But otherwise, some little decorative there, and like a stairs up to it on all sides. So that's a cool centerpiece for a room. Yeah. Someone was clever. You see a chasm, what do? You build a bridge. They built a bridge. Now that's a very rickety bridge. I don't know if I trust that bridge. Maybe don't use that bridge, but it's a clever idea to start with, okay? And then here is the one from the cover. The weird Arcane Device. Looks like it has a bunch of different dials, like a very extensive version of the Time Turner. It's, 20 feet across and in the middle of a room. Yeah. So those are a bunch of dungeon tiles. And you have a few very unique pieces. A lot of them are the chasms, the column rooms, the weird puddles, the rubble bits. You get a number of the metal grates with the heat below it. And then there's several of the a few blockades, several of the arcane ruined areas. So you get kind of a variety, but some things are repeated enough that if you want to have a trap that repeats or that's longer than 30 feet long, you have the option to do that. You can have some of these traps that take up a wider array of space. Of course, you can match these to the edges of the existing tiles. You can match them to the edges of the flip mats. So they work with existing product. Wonderful, that's what you want. I'm glad that they finally have dual-sided tiles like they have for the maps. I think they should have had it a long time ago. I'm glad they do now. If you're interested in it, I'll link where you can find it below. Or, of course, you can probably check it out at your friendly local gaming store. Thank you for watching. Of course, always appreciate, thumbs up, comment. If you have any cool ideas for how to use, maybe the column rooms, what kind of trap or such you might put in there, or what you think the strange puddle might be, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day. Bye.